Yeah, hi everyone, welcome to Emsley Lodge for another week. The Thoroughbred Club of Geelong held their yearly awards last night, and we were very lucky enough to win the James Wilson Trainers Award again for another year. It's an absolute honour to win this the last few years, and we'd just like to really thank all our owners who support us, and congratulations to all the staff behind us. Well done to Selzy and JLD, who also won the Owners Award with Humzz, and those boys have celebrated pretty well. But great night with all. Well done to Rob Windmill and the team there at the Thoroughbred Club of Geelong, and I thought they put on a great night. And congratulations to the team with Mamzelle Tess, who won the Geelong Racehorse of the Year for 2020. Okay, busy week this week on the racetrack. We're heading off today, being Thursday, down to Mornington with Davies. She's in the last race there, heavy 10. Last race, they're forecasting rain all day. Interesting, going to be an absolute bog track. She does get through the wet okay. She sort of gets a long way back and gets home. It's interesting, that race. I think there's 11 horses in it, and I think 8 of them go forward. So should be a lot of pressure early, hopefully. And being a heavy track, a few of those speedy squibs might find themselves a bit sus late, which is when we intend to sort of be coming home over the top of them, hopefully. She seems to be going okay. Drawn a lovely gate to get a suck run into it. So the favourite is, we've sort of raced against the favourite a couple of times and beaten it. So hopefully everything pans out our way, and she's going really well. Just need a bit of luck, don't we? We then go to Cranbourne Friday night. Okay, a couple of horses in there. Junefield makes his comeback. Once again, we really hope that it's not too wet. He'll handle the sting out of the ground, that horse. But first up with a big weight, over 1,400 in big $100,000 race. So it's a strong race. He's drawn a lovely gate, so hopefully it's not too wet down there and the insides come not completely off by the time we get to the last race. So, but he seems good. He's come back. Was going to set him for a little race on Oaks Day, which is it's a $500,000 restricted race for country trained horses. So that's his target. How we get him there, we're not really sure, but we'll kick off tomorrow night. And as I said, hopefully the track's not too wet. I'm not really sure how we'll handle a bog heavy track, but anyway, he's ready to go. Aluf had a really poor prep last time in. He was very highly rated, and we had to run him against really strong company, and he just struggled. He was getting beaten 3 and 4 lengths all the time. So he had an average sort of prep. We've given him a good break, brought him back in, and just treated him like a real numbskull sprinter. And he's been running really good times on the training track. He's big and strong and fast, so he's ready to go. The horse that's drawn one gate inside him will lead, so hopefully it sort of jumps and crosses and we can just sort of get a suck run in behind him and then be really strong late. But I've done enough with him. He's galloping really good. I'm really happy with the horse. His prep last time in was really disappointing, so until I actually take him to the races and have a look at him, I'm not really sure. But all the signs at home here show that he's going pretty well. Okay, Hamilton Saturday, Hamilton Cup Day Saturday. We might take Ziggy down there. We'll have a look at the field. We've accepted with him. We might have a good look at the field. Up to the 2200. Look, he jumped out and went back to last the other day, which isn't his go. Go to Hamilton, we'll jump, squeeze, travel and put him in the first 3 or 4 and see how we go there. But Ziggy sort of headed. We're not really sure whether we progress on to the 2400 with him or stay around about the 2000 metre mark. So the 22 at Hamilton sort of hedging my bets a little bit, and we'll see how he goes there. But at the moment, got full intentions of taking him there. Phil the Flute went good the other night again, showed good speed, and but just keeps getting taken on in front, and she's getting softened up late. So we're just going to try and see if we can't sneak her out to the 11 or maybe even 1200 metres down the track and see how we go. So there's a nice sprint series on, and one of the heats is at Hamilton on Hamilton Cup Day. So hopefully she can just draw a reasonable sort of gate over the 1100. Put young Lockie Niendorf on it, who he rode her a couple of starts ago at Sandown, and she went really well for him. So you know, hopefully she'll just bounce and sort of probably lead up or sit outside the leader and see how she goes over the 1100. But she certainly seems to me like she'll run it right out and nice and strong. A couple of maideners. Beluga, we've going to race him last week and just wasn't 100% right. I think he's right now, and he'll go to the races and have his first up run. Probably the hardest thing for Beluga, he's going to be racing against one of the stable mates, which is Flat Kappa, who I think will go really well. He's two runs in, have been over an unsuitable distance of 1200 metres, just brought him back to the 1100, back to 4-year-olds and upwards grade. And I expect him to be go really well there. He's better than this sort of maiden grade, and he'll sort of get, I reckon he'll get every chance. Both those horses are very good in condition, and just really keen to see what Beluga does. And as I said last week, not really even sure what distance to race this horse over yet. So anyway, he can kick off down there and go around with his stablemate. Calvada, poor thing, she went to the races last Friday night and unfortunately there was a fall in the race and they called it a no race, so they pulled her up. So she just went to Moonee Valley for a nice little track gallop, didn't she? So she's going to Hamilton. 2200 metres should suit, 64 grade should suit. It doesn't look anywhere near as strong as the last couple of starts she's run in, and so she'll get every chance. I'm just interested to see how she goes there. Big long run in at Hamilton should suit her. Hopefully she can sort of just sit 2/3 of the way back through them, get a nice suck into the race and be goods late. She will probably, after this weekend, get scanned, and if she's showing like she wants to be a mum, we might send her off to a stallion, probably leaning towards sending her to Magnus. So goods Victorian stallion, and I think it'll be a pretty good fit for her. So busy week on the racetrack. Hopefully we can put her head in front with one of these.
G'day guys, welcome to Around the Stables. This week's horse is a horse called Junefield. He's a horse that the stable has a lot of time for. He won his 2 races last prep in really good fashion. The first being his maiden at Sandown, which he won by just under 3 lengths. He then went to the next grade, still at Sandown, and he won again. And we've tipped him out, given him a really good break, and we've brought him back for the spring. He'll run first up at Cranbourne on Friday night. In one of the second heat of the Melbourne Cup Country Championship. If he wins that heat, he'll then head off to the final. Yeah, he's in really good condition to run first up, 1400. We've done enough work with him. He's had a couple of trials. He's ready to rock and roll for Friday night. He's a horse that, a bit tricky to train, but I think we've got him right for Friday night, and hopefully on Friday night he can win, and then he'll have a crack at the final in a couple of weeks.
That's it for another week at Emsley Lodge. Thanks for watching. Let's see, Prince of Arran, last year's Geelong Cup winner. Had a gallop at Werribee getting ready for the Melbourne Cups. That's good. Interesting year this year, isn't it? We hardly hearing anything about the Geelong Cup. I think 2 weeks' time. You wouldn't even know that Geelong Cup's on in a couple of weeks' time. So unless there's, when you don't hear about anything about the fashions and all everything that's going on, it's just racing. We hardly heard a single thing. So certainly a different year here in racing. So anyway, hopefully we might have a couple of runners on Geelong Cup Day. Hopefully something going all right. Until next week, see you later. The Thoroughbred Club of Geelong held their yearly 2020, not yearly 2020, we don't have it every 2020, start again. That's very windy.
There's a little bit of...
Anyway, it'd be lovely to have one going. No, it's terrible. Raved on too much.